Hello to all my fellow listeners. Welcome to Let's Talk Nerd podcast. In today's D&D story time, we will be going to the second session of the Crime Family campaign. A campaign where I am the DM with 5 of my friends and my girlfriend as the players. During the second sessions, things got crazy. Some story behind the city was discovered and secrets were discovered as well. Come join me on today's episode. To recap on what their mission is, they have to go to Taran, aka the top side of the city, to gather information on topside. Doesn't matter what. It could be inventions or army or anything like that. They just need to get the information. So they arrive to the city from the cars. As soon as they get out the cars drive back to the warehouse where they came from. And Mabel and Juan, just to recap, Mabel is the monk minotaur and Juan is the fish bard. But so both of them went to Mabel's old monastery because Mabel is because they're actually both from Topside actually, and she wants to go visit her old monastery where she used to train. So she decided to go down there because she remembered where it was at. And she gets there, she tries to get in, but she was denied access. So she was asking, "Hey, why am I not allowed in? I used to go here." And they were like, "Well, your parents restricted you from going here anymore. Your parents said that you're not allowed to be here anymore." So she tried to argue, didn't get anywhere, and then she decided to just go back. While that was all happening, um, the rest of the party, Tingus Bingus, Nito, Scalebones Jones, and Arson, they were snooping around and then they found a jewelry store with Mabel's last name on it, Mabel's Jewelry. So they went in there to go to discover it a little bit, look around, asking some questions. And that is when us they were just looking at all kinds of stuff there. And then Mabel and Juan get back, and they also go into the store and they start asking some of the workers where the parents, the owners, are. They tell them how the parents went on an adventure outside of the city to gather more resources because they are running out of certain minerals or whatever they needed. So they kept on looking around when all of a sudden the entire party starts to hear a bell. And everyone in the city stops what they're doing and starts going towards the sound of the bell. So the party follows, of course, and when they do, they hear drums beating, horns playing a melody, and hundreds of thousands of feet marching. They they look over the crowd, and when they do, they see hundreds of guards with black and reddish armor, hundreds of fancy robots, upgraded warforged, some that don't even look like warforged, but they are still fancy looking. Dozens of 15 to 20 feet tall red, black, and gold machines, and these machines either have flame, have giant firearms on them, or their hands are flamethrowers. They see huge blimps flying over the city. Behind it all is a giant structure. What up? Stay hydrated, y'all. This is your reminder. Anyways, behind all of that is a giant structure getting dragged along, following the march. Everyone stops, and fireworks go off, cheering erupts as a man on top of the structure stands up. It was a old high elf with a golden crown with gems surrounding the crown. As he raises his arms, people start to quiet down. He begins to speak, saying, "We are at war. Many of you know the Deathfallers have struck our city a month ago. They hit us with an airstrike with our own equipment. They were able to sneak past us. Our own kind has betrayed us. We were able to catch the bastard, but it was too late." As he finishes talking, a fox-like creature gets dragged in front of the king. Their hands are tied together, clothes torn apart, and a guard hits the fox creature in the back of the leg, knocking it to the ground. The king continues to speak. "This traitor is the reason why hundreds of ours died. The only punishment for filth is death." As he says so, the king grabs a gun from his throne, puts it against the head of the fox creature, and poof, the fox creature's head explodes, brains and blood splattering across the structure. "War is the only answer. War will teach Deathfall. Death to the Deathfallers." Guys, I know, I'm good at speeches. Anyways, after that, the crowd continues to cheer. The army marches away, and there's even more vehicles flying overhead. They seem to be going over 200 miles per hour. At least, I don't know. I'm going to say 500 probably. Or how fast are jets? Hold up. Yes, guys, I'm looking this up. Hold up. So they are probably going about 610 miles per hour flying overhead. And then Odyssey folks have mixed emotions about this. Some are thrilled about the events going on. Some are horrified. And some just seem so stoned that they thought the army was a high school parade. Now, my party, after I said that part, my bard decides to go to one of the people who are stoned. And as he does so, he steals something from the one of the guys. And I don't know if I want to say this. My bard steals a purple dildo. And then they move on. So they start to head back to the headquarters on foot, but before they do, they go to a job board. And they read some of the quests on the job board, and they picked out two of them. They picked two of them that they're gonna do. One is a missing poster, and one is someone asking for help. The missing poster says, "A young lady elf, long, black, curly hair, beautiful ears with butterfly earrings, 5'4", about 21 years old, pink glasses, and was last seen wearing a purple dress. When found, please call a number, gives a number on your holographic device. And the other poster they picked up is heavy lifters for hire in the 4th District on this street avenue. A sorry, a workshop that goes by Flame Pit needs help lifting heavy objects. Will pay 10 gold pieces. Hold up, guys. So they grab the two posters and they continue going on to the 4th District. And when making their way there, Mabel started talking to people about the missing girl. And then, when they get into the 4th District, they talk to the satyr. And they were just like showing the picture, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's my neighbor's daughter." So they ask him some information about what they last seen, and he explains to them that the last thing they've heard about her was that she was going to a party with her friend Franklin, and to this one address. So that he gives them the address, he gives them the address, and says, "If you find her, please let us know. I'm really worried about her." So the party decides to go around town trying to find this Franklin person, asking people about him as well. And they went to this one store, and they find this guy that fits a pretty good description of what the state of the Franklin, because the satyr told them about what he looks like. So they went up to him and was like, "Hey, do you know this guy?" And he starts getting very nervous, starts to lie to them, but my party sees through it. Rolls perception, I believe. I think it is that. Or deception. Something like that. They roll to see if he's lying. He's lying. And he throws some dust into their eyes and runs to the back into the alley. So the party starts to chase them. Let me tell you something. This was such a sad chase scene for them. Because they went to the back alley where he went, and he drops a wood pallet, like some wood. I went like wood pallet and some boxes covering up the entire alley way. So they have to do like an athletics or I would say I think I did athletics check to jump over it. Skelepo Jones, the rogue, was like, "Alright, I'm gonna get over this." Rolls. Yeah, I failed. Was probably, I think it was a 2. And then, so, like, he actually gets over, but he falls face first for a while. He can't get back up for a little bit. Tingus Bingus, our Warforged fighter, was like, "Alright, I'm gonna get over it." Rolls a 3. Yeah, falls face first again. Arson, the fire genocide artificer, was like, "Okay, I'm gonna jump over. Can I jump from wall to can I jump from wall to wall on the alley?" And I'm like, "Sure, you can try." Fail. Our fish bard Juan was like, "Okay, I'm gonna just jump over regularly." Fail. Then Mabel comes in clutch and is actually able to jump over it. And she was gonna run into it, but she knew her teammates were on the other side face first. So she just jumped over it, succeeded. And then the skeleton wizard was like, "You know what? I'm not gonna jump over it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my spell slot and summon Grease in front of Franklin." he does so, and Franklin slips, and Mabel was able to catch him, and pretty much they ask him questions, being like, "Why are you running away?" So he explains to them about the party. They Franklin and the girl are best friends, so they went to this party in a warehouse, and it's like a huge party, and while they were partying, all of a sudden like some purplish smoke emits from the crowd, and everyone starts to like fall down, like sleep or pass out. And just before he does, he sees a hooded man with a like a symbol of a diamond shape with a triangle in the middle on his hoodie, taking his friend and getting out of there. And then he passes out. So the party tells him to talk to bring them to the warehouse. So Franklin brings them to the warehouse and explains to them this is where it was at, and I don't want to get more into this. So he just leaves. And they get into the warehouse and they see that this place is pretty much destroyed. Not like, oh, murder. No, like a party destroyed. Tables and chairs flipped over, confetti, uh, stuff like that. Just what you would see at a party. And all of that just ruined, pretty much. And the party starts investigating around the area, and where they believe, and they see like some black, like some they can't find the smoke essence anymore, but with some research, with some searching, they find a secret door that they from a like a there's like a trap door. They pull the lever, and a door opens up. They didn't go inside yet. They were trying to trying to think of a plan, and while doing that, they just like hear like the door closes again. So they realize that this door will automatically shut, and they do not know if there's a way out from there. So they decided that one of them should stay outside, and Arson, the fire genocide artificer, was volunteered to stay outside. So the party goes inside the secret room while Arson stays out. Oh my god. Whew. So when they go into the room, they find a cauldron. They find some bookshelves with empty potion bottles and just some magic books that they cannot read. They see on the wall is like a spray painted diamond with a triangle in the middle on the very front of the wall, and they see another on the other side of the wall. There is a board with pictures of people. They see picture of different races. They all look to be high class as well. They see the picture of the elf girl they were looking for, with two more pictures connected to that to her. That looks like two more elves. Like what they presume is like their parents. All of them X'd out. They keep on going down the line, and they see that there's pictures of Mabel on it, circled. And they see two more pictures connected to Mabel's pictures. And they see that her dad is crossed out. So they pretty much are freaked out by this, and so they're trying to find they're trying to investigate more, and they find a button in like the logo of the thing. So they pushed it, and a room is filled with a strong sleep potion. So, um, Skelebones Jones and Tingus Pingus are fine. Nothing happens to them. Nito, he was never there. The player had to leave the session, so he is somewhere else right now. We'll say that. Um, Juan is succeeded but barely, so he's still like pretty sleepy. And Maples is just passed out cold. It's just like shh. And so while that's happening, outside of the room, Arson is guarding the area. And Arson saw some movement on in the corner of his eye, and when he looks up, he sees nothing. But then he hears like a sound, and then he gets hit in the back of the head. When he wakes up, though, sorry guys, I'm just drinking water. When Arson wakes up, he is tied in a chair. And I just want you guys to know this. Me and him discussed about this, and pretty much his hair is mostly the one that's the fire. Pretty much. And based on his mood, determines on how much the fighter is. So if he's mad, the fighter is like so hot. Like, do you remember Inside Out? The emotion anger, it's like that pretty much, but it's always on fire. So that comes into play later. So he wakes up tied in a chair with a mysterious hooded figure, pretty much sitting like how do I want to say this? Standing, I guess. Yeah, I would say standing. A few feet away from him. Not enough for Arson to reach him, though. He continues to be like, hey, so I see that you've made it into my warehouse. And I've noticed that you are part of the Mangano crime family. And personally, I don't like that. He explains about... Well, he doesn't do that much explaining, actually. But Arson is mad. So what he decides to do is he tries to burn the ropes tied. But he tries to produce some flames to burn the ropes. Doesn't help. Because the ropes are flame proof. And let me tell you what kind... Because he uses a certain cantrip that only does psychic damage. Or necrotic damage, I believe. So he tried to use psychic damage on a rope. On a rope. Fails, cannot get out. So, while this guy was talking to him, Arson decides to put his head down, and that's when fire erupts, blasting to the guy. The guy dodges it, has a few scorch marks on his clothes, but otherwise fine. And he proceeds to be like, yeah, nice try, but you're not getting out of that. My player is like, what is a chair made out of? It's made out of wood. I want to produce flame on a chair. So he does that. He produces flame on a chair, the chair begins to burn. The mysterious foot figure is like, oh, huh, did not think that one through. And decides to like throw some smoke bombs and escapes. So while that was happening, the party inside, the rest of the members inside are yelling. So Arson escapes, goes to the trapdoor, tries to open it. It's locked. He doesn't know why. And it's like a metal opening, so he can't burn it without burning the lever. So while this is happening, Juan is like trying to find out how to turn off this button. So he pushes the button, and the logo, like the smoke, purple smoke stops, and the logo starts flashing green. Poison is now in the room, and Mabel wakes up. Got some damage in, cut from the poison. Juan is suffering. He almost died to that poison. Oh my god. He was failing and failing. So Arson was trying to find a way to open this. So he was able to break some boards, find some wiring, open up the trapdoor, pull the lever, and the party's able to escape. So they decide to, hey, I forgot one detail. In the cauldron was some purple essence, and they believed was like part of the sleeping potion. So they captured that stuff in with one of the empty bottles and took it back. Okay, back to what I was beginning. When they returned to headquarters, and they told Yuntai about the incident, and he explained about how the Diamondback Mafia was a forgotten and supposedly dead mafia group that was here since the beginning of the city, that was overthrown by other mafia members and the government. And the Diamondbacks and the Mangano family were rival and like tribes or rival families, and since their downfall, the Mangano family came to power. So pretty much, the Diamondbacks, the people that with the diamond logo and the triangle, they are the ones that captured the girl. All right, but this is pretty short. But that was the end of session 2 of The Crime Family. Party had near-death experiences, crazy adventures, and next session already is the craziest of them all. We've only done 3 sessions, and we plan on doing a lot more soon. We're just all in high school. We are trying to find a schedule. But if you would like to hear more D&D stories and more nerd talk, please stay tuned in for the next episode of Let's Talk Nerd. Have a great day or night, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!